Okay, welcome everybody to another session of our COVID Crisis Comeback Challenge Secrets to Goal Achievement Mastery Sunday Alumni Mastermind Meetings. And very excited to have you all with us tonight. We have a great session. We have some great exercises to do. And as always, this program is sponsored by my little company, Integrative Wellness and Development, LLC. It is not affiliated, nor is it connected with, endorsed by, or endorsing any other group, program, belief system, psychology, philosophy, religion. It is strictly my program that I created, and it is strictly for the purpose of education. We do not attempt to diagnose, treat, heal, prevent any type of condition or illness. It is all about education and personal development. It is all focused on the science of goal achievement. And tonight we are focusing on one of the major steps in the process of goal achievement, and that is working with the power of gratitude. And the title of tonight is Moving from Grateful, G-R-A-T-E-F-U-L, to Grateful, G-R-E-A-T-F-U-L. No accident that the two of them have the same sound, because when you are grateful, you are full of greatness. And that's what we're going to be touching on tonight. So for those of you who are in my Your 9 Steps for Goal Achievement Mastery Masterclass program, you know that we've been focusing on step 5, which is all about gratitude, right, and self-worthiness. So I thought it would be kind of a cool connection having focused on that in the class. And then also for folks in the United States, this past Thursday was our Thanksgiving holiday, where we focus on gratitude, things that we're grateful for, people, places, and things. So I thought we'd carry through, kind of ride on that energy created by the masterclass that we held last Sunday, and also for the Thanksgiving holiday, and focus on this grateful and being, great, having greatness. So for those of you who have been through some of these sessions before, one of the things that I do in my program is I focus on using the continuum of time, understanding that we can move back into the past to bring in energy for the present, and we can move into the future to bring energy and momentum back into the present as well. And so we're going to be working with this process tonight, and we'll be focusing on using the power of gratitude, and also looking at the goal achievement process and how we can work on the timeline to facilitate that. So let's get started. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we utilize in our program a concept of going within to work in a place where it's a safe place, it's a comfortable place, it's a place that you have a great deal of energy and power and focus in, a sense of protection, a sense of momentum. And so coming from the world of corporate consulting, I decided to call it the boardroom. But you can make this your boardroom, your temple, you can make this your art room, your studio, whatever it is you want to make it. But it is a safe, sacred place that you go to connect with the different parts of yourself that you need to have aligned in order to make process in your goal achievement process. So let's go to that place, and it can be, it could be a boardroom, it could be a studio, a temple, whatever you want to make it. The main thing is it's a place of tremendous love and energy. And you're going to see a big table there with sets of chairs. and you're going to see a big giant screen TV in the front of the room. So let's just take a moment and get ourselves focused and centered in that boardroom and see a big screen TV in the very, very front of the room. Now, one of the things that can happen with this big screen TV is we can move back into the past and forward into the future as we need to, very simply by seeing a scene projected on that screen. So tonight, I want you to first think about a goal that you would like to achieve in your life. This may be a goal you've been working on for a while, or this may be a brand new goal that you're looking to make some progress in. Let's just take a moment and focus on that goal. I'll give you a few seconds. Then start to see that goal very clearly depicted on that TV screen. See the goal really, really clearly. You can almost touch it, feel it, vibrate with it, and it can vibrate with you. Really focus on it. Now, on that screen, we're going to go back into the past, and we're going to go to a time when you had achieved a very important goal in your life, something that was very important to you, something that you were very successful in achieving that really impacted your life. And so let's move back into the past and look on that screen. Let's move back into the past to the time when you just began working on achieving that goal. And see it clearly on that screen. And think about what were some of the things you had to do? What were some of the steps that you had to take to successfully move forward to complete that goal? So let's pick 3 major steps. And look on the screen and see sort of a little timeline that goes from the beginning when you set that goal. The beginning when you set that goal is all the way to the left side of the screen. And the end when you've achieved that goal is all the way to the right side of the screen. And see the 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different steps that you clearly went through in order to move to the achievement of your goal. And for sake of this exercise, we're going to break this into 3 major steps. So let's look at the first step. From the time when you set that goal, what was the first major step, the first major accomplishment you needed to make on your way to achieving that goal? See yourself working on making that step. And see whoever was involved that played a role in assisting you in achieving that step. See them standing there as well. Now just feel how grateful you are, how grateful you were for having achieved that first step, and how grateful you were for all the people that were involved in making that step. Just feel that gratitude building inside of you and surrounding that first step. Now see yourself moving from the first step to the second step. What was that second step? What did you need to accomplish? And who was there to help you? Just take a moment and thank that person or those people and feel the gratitude inside of you and express that gratitude for having moved from the start block to the first step and now to the second step. And feel that sense of momentum building, that energy building. Now see yourself moving from the second to the third and final step of the goal achieved. Feel the gratitude for the experience, for the things you learned, for the tools you needed to create or use, and for the people that helped you. Send out your gratitude to all of that. Feel yourself filled with the gratitude. Now feel the sense of accomplishment, pride, strength, confidence that you are filled with having achieved that goal. Then see how you used the achieved goal to create value for yourself, family or friends, or others in your world. What impact did that make? Be grateful for that as well. Just feel yourself filled with this energy and momentum of gratitude, confidence, sense of purpose achieved, sense of mission fulfilled. Let yourself be completely filled with that gratitude and confidence. And now on your screen, see yourself moving into the future. For you are the already goal achieved higher self. And you are looking on that screen and seeing the goal that you set tonight, the goal that you had focused on tonight. You are seeing it already manifested, already reached. as you're looking at that goal, see the steps that you successfully took from beginning to the goal achieved. And while filled with that same confidence from having looked into the past, look into the future and see what was the first step you took to take you successfully from beginning to stage one. What did you need to do? What did you need to learn? And who did you need to have help you? Clearly see what you achieved, what you did, and fill yourself with gratitude. Take note of the things you needed to do and be, the people you needed to work with and cooperate with, and what you needed to learn to go from start to step one. And be grateful for that. Fill yourself with that sense of gratitude and accomplishment and confidence for having moved that first step. Express your gratitude for all of the things, all of the activities and actions, and all of the people who were part of making that step. Then move from the first step to the second step. Once again, filled with confidence and filled with gratitude. See the components that you had to put together, the activities, the plans, the actions. What did you need to learn? What help did you require to get to that next stage? See yourself successfully completing that and being filled with gratitude for having had that successful experience. Express your gratitude for all that you've learned and how much you've grown, and for all the people who've helped you. And now take that final step. From step 2 to step 3, see yourself successfully completing the goal. Once again, be grateful for the things you needed to do, things you needed to learn, the resources you needed to acquire, the help you needed to receive from others. Fill yourself with gratitude for all of those things. Feel that sense of accomplishment confidence, success, gratitude, momentum. Now see the big giant screen split into 3 sections. There is the you of the past who successfully completed that goal from the past. And they are just glowing in that bright golden light of confidence and momentum and gratitude. And there is the you of the future who has achieved that goal you've been focused on today. And they are filled with a sense of accomplishment and courage and confidence and gratitude. And then in the middle of those 2 sections of the screen is the you of the present. So see yourself standing now in the middle of the screen in that section of the present. And slowly, the you of the past, the you of the future, and the you of the present join you in that space. The 3 of you become one unified ball of golden light. And you are filled with the confidence and the wisdom, the gratitude from all you've achieved in the past and all you will have achieved in the future, having realized the goal you are focused on today. And you will bring that energy, you will bring that wisdom, that love, that progress, that freedom, that accomplishment, momentum, and gratitude and service. You'll bring all of that into the present, into the right now. And you will have all of that wisdom, that love, that freedom, that knowledge, that energy, that momentum, that courage, and that gratitude. You'll have all of that inside ready to fuel you to move from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 in the achievement of your goal. So feel all of this coming together. Now is the time to use that energy, use that confidence, use that courage, and use that gratitude for building the steps to achieve your goal here in the present. Now you can use that greatness that you found inside of you from having achieved that goal in the past. And you can use that greatness you discovered inside of you when you achieve that goal in the future. And now you can work from that greatness inside of you to help fuel you to move forward for that goal achievement in the present. Just take a moment and surround yourself with that realization, that awareness of your greatness, the awareness of what you have achieved and will achieve, your awareness and gratitude for all of it, for how you will use everything you will achieve in service to life. Okay, so this is an opportunity for us to discuss our experience going back, using the power of gratitude, the power of focusing on the steps, looking back on what we achieved, what we learned, what we had to do in the past, gaining inspiration and courage from that, but also connecting with how much gratitude we had for having had that successful experience, and then also carrying that into the future and having that same sense of success, of gratitude, of momentum. And I want to ask you, what was that experience like for you, bringing all of that back to the present? How were you changed by bringing that all back into the present? Who would like to be the first to share? Marvin.
It was great to see that my goal of beating a top player in racquetball, that I achieved it, helped me to realize that I could accomplish a lot more than I thought I could. But in the process, there was something in there that didn't allow me to fully be grateful for what I had achieved, because he cheated. And when I called him on it, after I beat him, he kind of sulked off, and he didn't even acknowledge me for it. So that's kind of mixed up with what I've been working on this week, which is this whole thing about how I look to be rewarded all the time, and that's very mixed up in the gratitude thing. Like when I accomplish something, I don't put things away because I want to leave a track behind so that there will be a reward. And that reward is kind of like something that's obsessive for me. And it's always been like that. It's like I'm waiting for mommy to raise my allowance or something, and I'm 5 years old. And I don't know how to just let that all go.
Well, can you in the exercise, next time you do this exercise, can you really be grateful for just having achieved the goal and for what that will allow you to do, and really, really, really center in that gratitude and revisit that a little bit each day. Revisit the gratitude. See, because that's where we take a quantum leap in consciousness and in personal development. When we understand that it is what we've achieved in going through the process and our ability to show our gratitude for everything, including the person that cheated and sulked away, because you learned something from him, right? When we stop looking for rewards and start looking for what to be grateful for, we gain more freedom from every situation, right? Because the looking for the reward chains us to an expectation that may or may not ever be fulfilled because it involves other people. But we can always fulfill our part in the celebration of achieving the goal through being truly grateful for it and dedicating ourselves and it to serve a higher purpose. And so that's the challenge, is to move our focus to that. Right?
It's just that there's a lot of hurt behind.
I understand, Marvin, and that is an issue that you have worked with and will be working with for a long time. And this is an exercise to help, but this isn't therapy to cure that pain. You're going to have to go back and work with that part of you that felt that pain and show gratitude for yourself, for the people who did not give you the recognition, and really fill yourself with that love and fill the situation with love and gratitude, because you learned something and you grew from it. But we have to move forward. Have to move forward away from our expectations and into taking what we have and do something constructive with it and move into the present and into the future of being able to serve at a higher level. And that's something that it's going to take time, and it's going to take you working with some people who might be able to help you with that. Again, this program isn't therapy. This program is setting and achieving goals and the components to that. So I can offer you the components that will help you move through that. But until you're ready to let go of that, that might take some help from someone else. If we keep going back into the past and holding on to the pain, holding on to the disappointment, holding on to, the sense of an expectation unfulfilled, then we will continue to be trapped by it and chained to it. We want freedom. And freedom comes from surrendering and from finding the way to be grateful for everything we've been through. Okay, we're going to move on to Summer. You're welcome. You're welcome. Summer, we're going to move on to you.
Thank you, Mike. Oh, wow. I have two things to share. The first one was the screen that was split three ways, and then there was the past that had already achieved something major that exceeded all of my expectation, all of those feelings. And then the me of the future, I've been trying to perceive this future for a long time, and I could never get to the details of it, but this feeling that the me of the past had was so real. I didn't know what the details of the goal achieved in the future was, but how I felt was very clear. It was very clear. And it was so, and then the two of them kind of poured into the middle, and I had tears in my eyes. I didn't know what it looked like, what I was going to do, but the feeling was so powerful and so transforming and transformative. That's all I know. I just had tears in my eyes, and that was my experience.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was amazing to feel so deeply and so strongly without having any images of the practical details of what would happen, and then I realized now that I'm talking about it, that this goal from the past, that's exactly how I got through it. I kept imagining being on the other side and saying, oh my God, I couldn't have imagined solving it this way in 100 years. This is so amazing. The way you, meaning my inner self, the way you solve it, that's so amazing. And so to be in that emotional ocean was very, very beautiful. And the second thing that I wanted to share, I wanted to thank Marvin for sharing as he did, because Marvin, when you said you leave everything the way it is so that someone can come and, reward you, this light bulb went off in my head and in my heart, because I always cover my tracks. I never leave things. And that's how come I have trouble reconstructing a course. I'm great at in the heat of the moment, but then I erase everything because I expect punishment. So when you shared your side of it, I went, what? Holy moly. It's all flip sides of a coin. I could just throw away the coin if I wanted to. And so I experienced a lot of freedom as a result of your share. And I want to thank you. I'm very grateful.
Thank you, Samarit. Yeah, and you gave a really great description of what happens when we carry the consciousness, which is what I'm trying to communicate with the exercise, is we can go into the past, which is a state of consciousness, right? The experience of having set a goal, gone through the steps to gather up the resources, create the plan, follow through with the plan, learn what you need to learn, find the people to help, do all the things you have to do. That is creating a state of consciousness. And that creates a momentum. And by being grateful for it, we connect more deeply to it. And we can bring that same state of consciousness, we can move that state of consciousness of goal achievement. We can move it into the present. We can go into the future, have that same sense of accomplishment, that confidence that, yeah, I can do this. Look, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. Oh, I'm so grateful for it. So grateful for each and every step. And I'm grateful for however it turned out. And I'm grateful for the ability to use that in service. Now you've built that stronger momentum, you stronger energy. You really have gained confidence in your process of starting at step one, moving to step two, to step three, and taking the results and using it, right? So, a big part of my program is all about alignment of past, present, and future. It's all about the fluidity of being able to move back and forth from past, present, and future and tap confidence, tap the gratitude, right? Tap the wisdom, tap the knowledge, tap all of that transferable confidence, right? Tap all of that, bring it where you need it to light up wherever you are, to bring more progress, right? To bring more confidence. Nancy.
Well, bringing more confidence is like, it was so cool. That's exactly what happened. Because I'm like, oh, what have I achieved? And then it's kind of laughing because I've achieved a lot in my career. So that was silly. But one thing that I achieved, which was very specific, and it was making a movie written by autistic people, wanted to get it into a film festival. I've never done a film before. It was written by an autistic person. Autism was my career. Anyway, I had no idea how to do this. And I achieved the goal. got into the film festival, got into a local big movie theater where it was shown. We had limos where we took the people with autism. I mean, it was this big, like giant deal. And I'm like, oh, I kind of forgot about this. And then I realized, how did that all happen? Because I'm not, I'm a psychotherapist. I'm not a filmmaker. We need soundtrack, this and that, everything. We got people from LA volunteering. Like it all came together. And you know what? It was so much fun. I just was so sure I wanted to do this for people who have autism. I was so sure it would just happen. I had people flying in, driving in from around the country, cinematographers, people volunteering, and it happened. And we were laughing because I was the producer. I had no idea what I was doing. So I took all that, which I'd completely forgotten about. So thank you so much. And I applied it to the goal I'm working on now, which seemed impossible. I said, well, wait. I had an impossible goal. Mm-hmm. It was huge. I completely spaced out about it. And that was only like 6 years ago. So it's not like when I was 20. And so I was like, oh, I think that's what Mike is getting at. Exactly. And then I just felt everything lift in me, because if all those miracles could happen and so many loving beings came in to support me, and I accepted the love and gave the love and was grateful for everyone, then why can't I do that with this present goal, which seems beyond me? So that was it. So thank you so much. And it's like, what Emery was saying, that emotion of it was overwhelming. Yeah. And I completely forgot. I mean, how could I forget? But I blocked it out and I was like blind to it. So anyway, so thank you so much. And now I have that same passion and excitement for my present goal.
Yes. You want to hold on to that passion, hold on to the confidence and excitement, right? I want you to everyone write on a piece of paper the word impossible, IMPOSSIBLE. Write the word impossible, because I've heard that several times tonight, this impossible goal, or like from Man of La Mancha, the impossible dream, right? Write that word, IMPOSSIBLE. Everyone have that on a piece of paper. Now take your pen and with full consciousness, right? Full awareness, take your pen and change the letter M to N. Now, once you've changed the letter M to N, what do you see in front of you? Recognize the shift between judging something as impossible to living in possible. And therefore, everything is possible. We want to surround ourselves and capture the state of consciousness filled with that gratitude, confidence, love, and service that makes it possible, and then makes it real, and then makes it part of the past, right? To where, yeah, of course, it's possible, it's done. See, we have built inside of us this programming, right? That we're supposed to be humble, right? It's really important. If you're going to be successful or spiritual or liked by people, you have to be humble. And that means not recognizing, not focusing on, and not celebrating your achievement. And that is all mind manipulation to separate us from our inherent greatness. Because we all have the possibilities and the capabilities of creating greatness, of creating progress. But we've been brainwashed that, oh, it's wrong for me to think that I can create greatness. It's wrong for me to think that I am great. It's wrong for me to think I'm powerful. It's wrong for me to want to have abundance. It's wrong for me to celebrate when I do something and achieve something. We've been programmed to be like that by people who want us to not succeed, by people who want us to be dependent on them, by people who are afraid of our greatness, by people who are embarrassed by their own lack of achievement and lack of confidence. And so it's easier to tear other people down than it is to actually do the hard work to achieve greatness and progress. So by celebrating with gratitude every single achievement we make, and have the gratitude to know that it's at least 50% hard work and it's at least 50% grace. And we're grateful for both. That's our partnership with the divine. But we have to envision it. We have to set the goal. We have to create the plan. We have to make the steps. We have to learn what needs to be learned, do what needs to be done, and find who needs to help us and ask for the help. And during the entire process, we need to see, believe, know, and become the goal achieved. And that's how we move forward. And by moving into the past, to capture that energy and confidence and success and gratitude and service, and move it into the present. And then have the vision of going into the future and seeing what we are planning already achieved, and being grateful for that and bringing that into the present, and then be grateful for that whole thing coming together, and then taking action, taking constant daily planned action with confidence, being willing to take the risks, being willing to accept and celebrate the success and the things that didn't work out the way we planned, and not need anyone else to acknowledge, to applaud, or to reward us other than the reward of having accomplished the goal, and then the natural rewards that come with that. Be grateful for all of it. Larry, you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. So when you were talking about looking at some of the goals achieved in the past, I kind of took a side trip and I was looking at all the challenges associated with those goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that one thing that I had never bothered to do was to be thankful for all the challenges. And when I looked at that, I realized that maybe I could change my attitude towards some of my current challenges, and actually, instead of being frustrated, angry, and just trying to be detached, actually grab a hold of them and be grateful for them. That was huge. It made a whole shift in looking at how things are now, to realize that everything that I'm working for is embedded in the challenges that are being presented to me. And that was an interesting perspective change.
Well said. Beautiful points, very powerful points. And by doing what you just said, we are able to step up to the challenge and challenge the challenge. challenge the challenge by being grateful for it, and by looking into it so deeply, we can see the gifts, the opportunities, the tools, and the possibilities inside the challenge, to where the challenge is no longer a challenge. The challenge is an opportunity to move forward towards your goal. And you pick out the things that work to move you forward, and you leave behind the stuff that doesn't work, but you learn from them and you're still grateful for them, right? Because nothing is perfect, right? There's no fairy dust we're going to sprinkle and make a challenge become 100% wonderful, you know, full of puppies and kitties and unicorns. But there's going to always be something in the challenge we can take that will help us grow stronger, wiser, and more free, and capable of moving forward in our process of goal achievement. So if it's 10 things and you find 2 things you can use, fantastic, right? But be grateful for all of it. You know, when I work out with my personal trainer / physical therapist person, and, you know, she puts me through these certain things, and, you know, when she tells me, okay, we're going to do this, and I immediately go, boo, right? Because I know I'm not going to like it. It's going to hurt. It's going to be hard and tough and difficult. It's not going to make me happy while I'm doing it. But once I get through it, I feel a sense of accomplishment, and I'm grateful for it and for her, because I know it's helping me heal, and it's helping me get stronger, and it's helping me, you know, get better, right? It's helping me move towards my goals and reduce the pain and increase the strength, right? So as much as I hate it and as much as I boo, I do it. I do it. And I'm grateful that she's there helping me. I'm grateful that I can have her helping me. I'm grateful that I'm physically capable of doing it, even though it's painful. And I'm grateful when I'm done. And I look into the future of, having done this today, this is what it's going to mean for me tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Right? And so I take that and I surround it with the right energy, and I integrate that into myself and my goals and my daily process. Right? And so, and it becomes something very, very valuable and constructive. Even though I hate it, I still do it. And I know she's going to make me do it again on Tuesday, and I'm going to hate it on Tuesday, but I'm going to be grateful for it. Because every time I do it, I hurt less and I get stronger, and I'm moving closer and closer to my goals. Right? And that's what I focus on. I'm grateful, and I can see this is taking me another step closer to my goal. That power of gratitude, right? Of having the grace and the opportunity to have the things, the tools, the opportunities, the learning, the people, all of that at our disposal. There's so much to be grateful for. And that gratitude turns into greatness if we really, really work with it. Okay, any other comments? Anyone else want to share something? We're at the end of our hour, but I'll take one more comment, question. Was this valuable for you tonight? If so, how was it valuable? How are you going to use it? Anyone want to share something before we close? Jocelyn.
Yes. Surprisingly, Mike, I think this exercise tonight gave me full explanation of something that happened this morning to me, because I started with a big project, but what came out at the end was that today is the 20th anniversary of my grandson. And for the longest time, I would have wished that something of an exceptional moment where I assisted his birth 20 years ago. I was put in a position of being the role of the father who wasn't there and assisting my daughter in the delivery of the baby. It went on for 36 hours and it ended in a C-section. So it could have gone very dramatic, and because of the circumstances at the time of a divorce, I didn't feel like I could tell of the story as good as I would have wanted. And maybe I didn't deserve to do it, even if it was kind of exceptional. So this morning I phoned to wish him a happy birthday. And surprisingly, my daughter asked that I would recount those 36 hours because I was the only witness to bring this story out to him. So to my surprise, I started by saying how grateful I was that my daughter allowed me to have that experience of seeing a soul coming to earth and observing birth. And then I started describing to him the beautiful of everything, including his heart keeping the beat for 36 hours. We were checking the monitor. He kept with it. Then what happened when he got out of there and I saw him pass the curtain and my daughter was saying, is he perfect? Is he got everything? I said, you were perfect then and you still are. And something in me was becoming more and more loving about the whole thing as I was talking to him. And I said, also surprisingly, as you were crying because it was cold and all that, every time I was speaking to you saying, yes, hi, my nice little boy. I know it's not easy for you presently. And every time I spoke to him, he stopped crying. And I said, you recognize my voice because I had spoken to your mother. So the event allowed me to tell him everything about the love. And I said, then I had the pleasure of being in the nursery then and looking after your mother, then going to the nursery and seeing everything happen when they measure you, when they clean you. And then they gave you to me with this green little light night little gown and this little hat. And I was so happy because your mother was in the room too. And I kissed you in the cheeks the whole way, the whole time I was walking. And I loved you so much. And then I said, I give you to your mother. And then she took over. And there were more details, but I'm passing some. But the thing is, I surprised myself. He said, it was a wonderful day, Grandma. I said, it was a wonderful event, indeed. But if I would have gone, I said it could have gone dramatic, but it didn't. And you had all the people around assisting to you, and your mother as well was attended to, and everybody. I'm sure that everybody knew what was going on during those 36 hours. All the family that were nervous about what was going on. So I said it was a wonderful event. He said, "Thank you so much, Grandma. Now I have all the details of that thing." I said, "Yes." And, so I was surprised that from a moment where I felt like there hasn't been recognition and I hadn't had the opportunity to share the greatness of that day, that suddenly 20 years later, in a moment when I don't expect to, my daughter asked me to relate all the events finally after 20 years. And here I am giving that as a legacy. He said, that touches me so much, Grandma. I said, you see, you were perfect and you're still perfect. And I believe in you and you're going to realize wonderful. And he said, it touches me so much, Grandma, that you're telling me that. And I felt like I was at the same time healing something of my own birth, where my mother just recalled all the terrible that happened to me for all these years. It was like I was perfect and I'm still perfect. It was like, as I was saying that to him, I was saying that to me and I was healing my own birth. So as you said, I started with gratitude, saying to my daughter, and then I realized all of this was great. It was great. As you said, it was a moment of celebrating life and serving life that was wonderful. And then not knowing the future, but I know that he will never forget what was said this morning. and that it's something about that which stayed with him, and something of our relationship, despite all that happened in the last 20 years, will remain. Whatever is coming in the future, it will be revealed otherwise. That moment of explaining and saying the love, the immense love that was given that day and shared, will never leave him. So I felt I was going from being grateful for the moment to being grateful into having realized something of a superior side of me that I never had the opportunity to acknowledge and to give back, because today was the giving back of the wonderful of that celebration day. Yeah.
Amazing.
So thank you, because I started working on something professional and it was very helpful as well. But what was really came out was what happened. What you did tonight with us gave meaning and explanations to what happened this morning. Because after that, I felt so great. I felt like, how could I say so many wonderful things about something that could have been seen so dramatic, you know? And he was like he was kind of, I think, overwhelmed with joy as hearing that his day and his mother day, because I recognize the mother as well, had been such a wonderful moment.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing that. And, bringing out the points of, we make the choice of what we focus on and how we judge or accept the situations that are within the experiences that we're having. We make the choice of how we either become the cause and take our experiences and create a new opportunity, or we simply become the effect of those experiences and we react to them. And then we become the effect, right? And when we become the effect, we are powerless. When we choose to be grateful for everything, take what we can take from every situation and put it in our toolbox to say, oh, this is valuable. I can use this for this, or to do this later, or I can learn from this, be stronger next time, right? We become cause in our life. And we work in partnership with the spirit of all life in a much more conscious, much more capable way. And that is all part of the goal achievement process. It's all also a part of our development, our personal development. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you all for sharing your stories tonight. I hope you'll take this exercise, what you gain from it, use the gratitude, use the energy, use the confidence, the momentum, use all of that every day. When you start to doubt yourself, stop and think about tonight. Stop and think about the past. Think about the successes and the positive things you've done. Think about the service you've given to life, the changes you've made, the impact you've had on other people's lives. That's what we focus on, and not on our fear or our self-doubt or our past mistakes. That's not what we focus on. We learn from them, but we move on. Right? So think about this exercise the coming week. And I'll see you again soon, and we will continue to work on sharing tools and techniques to help in the setting of the right goals and the achieving of those goals. Please think about how grateful you are for having attended them and for being here and for spending the last year and a half gaining so much information and knowledge and success. And think about sharing that with other folks, right? Think about taking what you've learned and gained and sharing that with other people. So I thank you for doing that. I thank you for being here. I love you all. Grateful, so grateful for you all, and hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see each other again soon. So have a great night and a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.